see the constellations. They remind me that this life cannot be lost.
Will it really take 3 weeks stay? Taeyoung's Stone sounded defeated, pink lips pouting, his hands playing with the hem of his yellow sweater that covers his whole little chubby hand. Oh baby, I don't like to leave you too for that long, but I had to. This is for us, but don't be that sad, sweet face. I'll call you and FaceTime. I would be back. It's not that he wanted to leave, but he had to. Since his boss had assigned him to be the one to go to the American European business trip to make amendments for the foreign investors. As much as he loved his husband so much that he won't like leaving him for long, he had to do unless he would be fired or demoted. Always call me, okay? Every time the plane lands or in the hotel, call me. I wanna know everything. Take photos. And I know for one thing that you would be going to Las Vegas. Don't even try that. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Because I swear, Jimin, if I would be crying whole Han River. Tay was glass-eyed, his eyes shining from tears that are about to fall, hugging his husband tightly. I promise, I won't. I'm loyal to you, okay? He pressed a kiss on the smaller boy's temple, softly ruffling his silky blonde hair between his fingers, tugging it lightly. Promise me. Would you promise to Yontan and Jimmy that too? Their dogs were around and watching them. One white chubby dog wearing a yellow hoodie with black ears that was tricolor Pomeranian on the other side sitting down obediently and wiggling his tail. Of course, Yontan and Jimmy knows that well, and our little boys would protect, cherish, and accompany Papa in his early days. While Daddy is gone, right? Their two dogs bark at the same time, running over to the two, wiggling their tails, more vigorous, seeming to agree to Jimin's words. See, Yontan and Chimmy knows it. Our little boys won't let you be sad alone while I'm gone. They nodded cutely. The pout on his face was now replaced with the little smile. Okay, just promise me no mumbo jumbo with any boys or girls 3 weeks, okay? Promise, Honey Bunch, I would. He gave his cute husband a gentle kiss on his lips before parting with a smile. They blinked a few times, expecting him to kiss much more deeper and sensual, but judging by the soft smile in his face that it must be another innocent kisses that they share and this won't lead to anything. As much loyalty and sweet romance they had, their marriage has always been rainbows and sparkles together. Always sweet, never spicy. From the time he and Jimin were married, the number of times they had was countable by the finger. For all those 3 years, they could say he was a bit sad about it, yearning for his husband's touches and maybe more adventurous. It's all about those lovemaking that they do. Gentle and passionate would be the right one to choose. Not at once Jimin was rough at him while he was being clothed in their mattress. Yet he does drive him crazy, into which he is enough for the both of them. He tried bringing the topics of towards his husband, trying new stuff and positions other than the missionary that they always prefer because he can smoother his mouth all the minute, but it was always interrupted by Jimin's style. Times or it was too sweet that he can't put a spice on it, but he can never be angry to his lover's husband about the matter. He spends all the times to do every effort to make their lives happier and perfect. Sweetie pie, what's the matter? Jimin looked confused on the little frown on his husband's face. Nothing, Jiminy. You should start packing now, sweet cakes. The flight would be in 10 in the morning. Now, and packing in morning would be a big. I know, even me. Yontan and Jimmy combined strength had a hard time getting you up early. He pulled Jimin's ear up, yet his husband is still acting lazy. Their dogs barking while pulling on the leg. Okay, I'll get up. Can you fit inside the luggage cupcake with Yontan and Jimmy? He joked, yet bringing out the largest luggage bag he had that is perfect to put the smaller husband inside. Park Jimin!
See the constellations.
It was 9 a.m. in the morning. Standing together at the waiting area for the flight, Jimin's other co-worker that will also come here there. Some are alone and some had their girlfriends or boyfriends to see them go safely. Potayonga, always with Jimin, huh? It was Hoza, a workmate of Jimin, and their long-time friend. Hello, Hubyung. Nice to see you always that vibrant. They greeted with a polite smile on his face, bowing to the other. He was pretty jealous of Hozok, working in the same company with his boyfriend Yoongi, and now they get to go together on their business trip to this too. I can't believe you still had bothered to get your clumsy husband to come here. And I see that that's a lunchbox on the other hand. How sweet. Can you even deserve someone like him, Park Jimin, huh? Hozok elbowed Jimin's side. A flushed, embarrassed face was coloring Jimin's red. He was always being complimented as loyal and perfect husband for Jimin as he was seen every single day on the office just to deliver the husband hot and delicious bento box. And God knows how many co-workers of Jimin had been jealous and not just how beautiful Tae was with the voluptuous body, especially that full round bottom of his that makes everyone stare back at him as well. And of them is Jeon Jungkook, Jimin's boss, that now just came in the airport and licking his lips first-handedly when he saw that beautiful husband of one of his department workers. He knew it was Jimin's husband by the first glance of the body, even if he was facing back, perfectly sculpted, his eyes drowning lustfully towards Tae. Sir, good morning, Mr. John. Jimin was the first one to notice him, then followed by the others bowing politely before him.
I see the constellations.
They also did so, now facing him too. When he did that, the only person he cared to look, especially those plump red lips, that God, he can trail his tongue and suck on those all day long until it's wet.
It's so
Good morning to all of you. I just went there to see you all go and complete per se that our respected CEO Kim Seok-jin had ordered me to. Jungkook was speaking, but his eyes were pinned on Jimin's. Oh, so fucking perfect of a husband that Tae bit his own bottom lip when their eyes met, and his brow orbs were too mesmerizing to look at. Yet he can feel that he was. Passengers of flight are now asked to come on their boarding area. The announcement from the speaker interrupted their staring session. Jimin was the first to look away from him and quickly tending his husband that probably fixes his lovey-dovey words while fixing the tie properly. You take care, okay? Call me. Do you already have money or cash sprinkles? Here, I would give you enough so you get. Jimin was already getting money from his wallet when Jungkook interrupted. I can let him a ride in my car. Airport cabs are pretty expensive and you can't guarantee it to be that safe. Especially your husband is a looker that will impress those pervert drivers. Jungkook offered, shocking the couple, especially Jimin. He knew his boss was cold towards his employees and the kindness he was offering sure did ring in his ears. Sir Jion, am I right? I think I can manage enough to walk and ride the subway instead. They shyly suggested, avoiding the piercing gaze of the man that he was not sure if it's normal or is already stabbing him in his mind, garment by garment. Such a shame. But I can't really force you. It's your choice. Jungkook averted his gaze down. Honey, I think you should go with Mr. John. He offered, so I also knew that you're safe before I leave. Jimin responded, their eyes a bit wider. His husband is literally just thrusting his boss. Passengers of flight are now asked to come on their boarding area. The speaker repeated, Jimin convincing Tae to come with his boss as he getting ready to leave too. Honey, please, I would feel safe if you come with Mr. John on the way home. Jungkook was trying to hide his smirk while looking at the other way. They can never resist his husband, nodding his head slowly and giving him brief kiss on the lips as a farewell. I will, since you said so. Go now. You would be late on the plane and your co-workers now left. Jimin had already gathered his luggage about to go. Best of luck on the trip. Jungkook greeted lastly and waved at him as he walked away out of the sight, a mischievous smile now craved on his face. Oh, Taeyong, right? We better go. Traffic is ahead at the metro and I would drive back at Kim's home. Just lead me the way. They felt a bit twitchy around him, especially when those eyes are staring at him way too deep. He can't deny that his husband, boss, was replication of Adam himself. A nice build as seen as his suit that hugs his skin rather fitting impressively and the package of his that seemed big enough just by the trace fabric of the slacks. As much as he hates to admit it, he hates how handsome the man is that his mind was playing to break the oath of his loyalty to his husband. Taeyong, Tae, are you still there? Jungkook has already been raising his fingers in front of his face that he secondly just realized. He never thought he was staring at the husbandman. I'm sorry for spacing out. I'm just thinking about something. Thank you for the offer, by the way. Nothing at all. I like giving free rides, especially to you. It's either Tae was delusional or dreaming that he saw the man wink at him that got his heart racing suddenly. He mentally gave a slap to himself before he trailed back at the man walking to the parking slot where they approached that one hella good looking car. Here it is. Where would you like to suit yourself? The front or the back? They were standing in front of the black Bentley. Tae's eyes would pop later as he adored the car. Wow, can I really ride this one? Of course you can ride this one. I offered you after all. Just go in the front seat for the better view. Jungkook opened the car door for him, making him self-conscious. Thank you. You don't have to do that for me. Everything for you, baby. The last one was barely a whisper, but he made it pretty sure it would reach Tae's ears, a pretty color of red flushing his cheeks naturally. Jungkook had already arrived inside, putting his seatbelt and saw how the beautiful boy still struggled on pulling the stuck belt out. Let me help you out, okay? It's been having trouble these days. Jungkook leaned close to him as he pulled the belt, rather strong, pausing for seconds in front of Tae's face that their breaths are only apart, now adoring the flushed face. He has been those quivering lips that he would love to put against his. He can feel that Tae isn't having any discomfort, but rather he was feeling hotter, that he had to look away from him, breathing uneven that he can feel. Jungkook pulled away and buckled the belt properly on its place. There. Sorry for the hard time. It's okay. He heard his voice falter and just started to drive the car, his foot stepping on the gas, putting them in the rather fast-paced speed that he normally go with. He was staring little stares at Tay that is playing. There was an awkward silence between them, the radio playing those popular charted songs from idols. If you won't mind me asking, I always see you at the office. Aren't you working? Jungkook broke the silence between them, just to bring up a little conversation. I don't work anymore. Jimin had told me to stop working after we got married. He said he should be carrying our expenses since he's the man of the house. But I had failed job before. I'm secretary of the CEO and one of its wife of my boss that fired me because I was too not really, his husband is too interested in me, which creeped me out as well. Jungkook didn't have to wonder about it. Everyone would be invested in him that it can even make a woman envy him, his body, and that makes more sense that his husband made. Mr. John, thank you for the ride. Would you like to go inside first? The best thing I could offer you is coffee and some cake for the ride. Sure, whom am I resist? He surely has a lot to offer in Jungkook's point of view, especially that full bottom of his that he would love to give attention with. Hell, maybe his husband can resist keeping his hands off him because if not then, he's the one to please wait for a while and he's gonna make some coffee and take the cake out of the fridge. Does Black Forest cake fancy you? Anything would do, especially from you. His pompous line surely does get a blush on his face, whether he wants it or not, but they just can't play along with him, not if he has the ring blinded on his ring finger and a husband in his mind. He just can't as a married man. Especially his husband could have just rode the plane off country and he was already having another man in his mind. He made the coffee and took the cake, bringing it to the waiting man at the living room, with his legs crossed, eyes now fixated on him. I'm sorry if I took too long. I should have at least turned the television for you. You could have been bored while waiting. It's alright, worth the wait anyways. He placed the treat at the center table, sitting in the distance space between them, which is most likely the other end of the sofa. You really make nice coffee. No wonder they praise you as a perfect husband. Ah, it's nothing. I used to make coffees for different people. And thank you for the compliment, by the way. I can say I'm jealous of your husband, you know. Why? Why so? You know you can have someone that would be best for you and he was astonished when the man was already near him and holding his wrist down, the expensive scent on his suit already filling his nostrils with the nose close to his neck. You even smelled perfect. He sure hit the jackpot, didn't he? He carefully trailed his scent.
see the constellations. They remind me that this life cannot be lost forever. I watch my generation. It's so evident this world